Life Stealer.
Radiant team pick.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to your final match, or potentially your final match, potentially your final game of the evening. Let's try that again. Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2 of fnatic versus TCM Gaming. This one a best of 3. fnatic leading the set 1-0. If they take this game, they will be the second place team moving out of Group B for the Corsair Summer 2013. Of course, I'm your host, LD of Beyond the Summit. Thank you all for being a part of the broadcast today. Delighted to have you all here, and hope you'll enjoy this game coming up. fnatic, on the Dire side, have started things off by banning an IO and a Puck. They've selected a Bat Rider and a Lifestealer, so we're going to have some Batman Lifestealer bombs. This is going to hurt. On TCM Gaming side, they've banned a Darkseer, they've banned a Treant Protector, and they've picked up a Gyro Shadow Demon combo. A lot of AoE, a carry who has an ultimate with a slow that goes through BKB and the Gyro, as well as Demonic Purge. They have decent heroes versus the Lifestealer bombs, but much like you just don't give away Wisp, I say you just don't give away Bat Rider and Lifestealer with the first 2 picks. It's one of those things that generally just doesn't end well. And it seems like my mic might need to be adjusted slightly. There we go. Hopefully it wasn't too bad in the intro. OD, going to be the next ban for fnatic, so 3 bans out for them. Basically banning heroes that it looks like can just kind of kite the Lifestealer. Astral Imprisonment, one of the better ways to kite Lifestealer, also really good against Bat Rider. If you have Disruption as well as Astral Imprisonment, they synergize nicely, because while Astral Imprisonment is cooling down, you can use Disruption, and that buys time for the Astral to cool down. So you can kind of just alternate the abilities and really frustrate a Lifestealer during Rage, frustrate a Bat Rider when he's trying to find a lasso target, and just drag them away safely. I do like the Shadow Demon pick. I also like this OD ban, and fnatic are going to select Naga. And I feel this is just to deny it to TCM, because we have seen TCM every single friggin' game love to go Naga Siren. Naga, Shadow Demon, Dazzle has been a tri-lane combination for them. Also Naga, a hero that counters Lifestealer. By picking this here, fnatic denies it to TCM. Call it a block pick, if you will. And gives themselves a strong laning hero. This Naga can go solo mid. And TCM don't really have a hero that can crush or punish a Naga mid right now. Bat, an obvious option there, but Bat could also be your safe lane solo. For fnatic, I think we may be looking at a Naga solo mid, a Bat Rider safe lane, and then a Lifestealer aggressive tri-lane. There's a lot of other ways for them to run it. They could do a Naga defensive tri-lane, a Lifestealer off lane, a Bat mid. They can do a Lifestealer jungle lane, a Bat Rider mid, a Naga defensive tri-lane, and just abandon the off lane. They could do a jungle Bat, a Lifestealer mid, a Naga safe lane. All sorts of options for this team. That's sort of the issue with these 3 picks, is TCM just have no idea what fnatic is going to do. And because of that, well, TCM, how will they respond? They'll go for a Dragon Knight here. They get a solo mid who's decent, but a hero that relies a lot on his armor to survive and isn't actually that survivable against Riptide. Riptide has a lot of minus armor, a spammable nuke, does a lot of damage early on, and also just a hero that can't move around as much. He's not the most mobile of solo mids. Can get punished by a Bat Rider mid. I'd say Lifestealer probably breaks even versus Dragon Knight mid. Naga potentially even comes out ahead with Riptide spam. And now fnatic go for Keeper of the Light. So Naga Siren, Keeper of the Light, tri-lane would be very strong. Lifestealer, Keeper of the Light, tri-lane would be pretty strong. Earthshaker, the choice from TCM. And this is another potential block pick as well. Because if you give away Keeper of the Light, Earthshaker, and Naga, they have so much burst, so much range, that I think fnatic would just kind of run away with that lane. They get a strong defensive support. TCM, lots of lockdown, decent AoE, but just not very offensive. And still, I just don't see them winning the lanes. Like, they're not going to die early, but you don't... Against this fnatic lineup, not dying is not a strategy for victory. That's just a recipe to hang on. To win this game, you have to somehow delay the Bat Rider Blink Dagger, limit the Lifestealer's farm, and get some big farm up of your own. And that might be challenging for them. The other issue is that because fnatic have Keeper of the Light, they can run an aggressive tri-lane with the Keeper of the Light. And TCM Gaming will have a hard time getting off pulls, and they have a lineup that really relies a lot on stacks and pulling to get ahead. Gyrocopter and Shadow Demon, as well as Dragon Knight, 3 heroes that can clear stacks quickly, and that also need to clear them, because these heroes need quite a few levels, quite a bit of farm, and Nyx Assassin will be the ban for TCM Gaming. I do like this ban because it's something that Fnatic could have fit into their lineup, and then you just have way too many ways for them to find pickoffs. Batrider, Lasso, Firefly, Infest Bomb, Song of the Siren, Net Ganks, and Nyx Assassin. It would be way too much, but we'll see Fnatic go for their last support here. What is it going to be? That's the question. Shadow Demon already picked up for TCM. That will kind of be your go-to hero. Rubik is an option. Can steal Fissure, can steal Calldown, can steal Disruption.
Reserve time.
If they don't want to go for that, they could consider, well, they'll go Rubik. No big surprise there. For TCM Gaming, what will their choice be? They have their 2 supports. They need an offlaner. Darkseer already banned. Who else has left this game? Not a whole lot of options, to be honest. There isn't, no, even Nature's Prophet is banned. I'm a little bit baffled. I'm not sure what they're going to go for here, to be honest. There obviously are other heroes left in the pool. I just can't think of them right now. I'll actually bring up Play Dota and look at the heroes list. I still go to Play Dota to look at the heroes list, even though I think there are some Dota 2 websites. Windrunner's in the pool. Puck is okay. I'm not going to go Broodmother. Weaver's gotten banned. There's not many great options. I think that's the long and short of this situation is they could run an aggressive Trine for TCM and maybe try to dodge Fnatic, in which case they'd want some sort of very survivable safe lane solo. Puck, Windrunner, I think would be the 2 most obvious and logical choices if that's the way they want to run their lanes. Dragon Knight can't really be in the safe lane, so that's out of the question for them, especially against this kind of a lineup. They're in a bit of a pickle here. There's strong solos like Enigma, who you can run as a 1v1, but Enigma against this lineup is just such a waste. Rubik can steal Black Hole. Yeah, they're not going to go Enigma. There's a billion and one reasons why that would be a bad idea. Let's see. Lone Druid? Lone Druid's in the pool? Lone Druid's just very vulnerable to tower dives is the main issue, so I don't even think they could go for that.
Rattle trap.
Clockwork. There you go. One of those solos I had forgotten about. Haven't been seeing him at all, really, as the past few days in Asian Dota, and of course, in European Dota, well, I think he sees some play, but not a whole lot. So, Fnatic, on the dire side, this one, of course, is a best of 3, ladies and gentlemen, and it's now game 2. We'll hop out of the draft overlay and into the end game 1. We'll introduce the teams in just a second here. Fnatic, on the dire side, leading the best of 3, 1-0. If they take this game, it'll be the end of the set, and they will move on as your second-place team out of Group B. On the Radiant side, we'll have TCM Gaming, the upstarts, the whelps, the contenders, the whippersnappers, if you will. I've actually cast them before. I think it was a few months ago when we played Dota 2. They've stuck together since then. Most of the names seem similar. I believe it is the same roster. They might have had a slight change here or there, but the core's intact. It's one of those Tier 2 teams. I guess you could call them B teams, but a solid team, nobody to sneeze at. We'll see if they can make a go of it against Fnatic. They got crushed in Game 1, but they also gave away IO, and that's just not something you do against a team of Fnatic's caliber. Well, for TCM, we'll introduce the players now. They have selected their heroes. They're on the Radiant side. They trail 0-1. Wern playing the Gyro Hawaii Dota on the Earthshaker. Blueberry Ninja was your offlane weaver last game. He'll be playing the Clockwork this time around. Go Audio. Solo mid Dragon Knight. Looking ultra swag. Look at that set. Wow. Well, if there was ever a case to buy cosmetics, it might be here. Otzi Dota. He'll be on the Shadow Demon. And then, for the dire side, we've got Team Fnatic. The favorites. The big dogs. I wouldn't call them the champs, but they are definitely the heavy favorites in this series. No-Tail on the Rubik, Trixie on the Naga Siren. We might have a clash at level 1. Era playing the Lifestealer, and Go Audio narrowly dodges a bullet here. Fly, your Keeper of the Light. And last but not least, we have Hani on the Batrider. So it will be a solo mid-bat from the looks of things. Hani is rushing a bottle. Era going to be the safe lane solo Lifestealer.
30 seconds to
And that's going to be an easy lane for him. Lifestealer versus Clockwork. There's basically, it's almost impossible to lose that lane. Like even if you lose all your mana, you're still so naturally tanky that it's very hard to kill you during a battery assault combo. And ultimately, Lifestealer can just kind of stand there and trade hits. Plus, well, you have to get the cogs right in order to spam. So that's a lane that Era should be able to dominate this 1v1 matchup in the safe lane. The mid lane, Batrider versus Gyro. Actually a pretty even matchup. It's very hard for Bat to kill a Gyro. If he dives him, he really suffers because that's where Rocket Barrage is king. And you can finesse with Flat Cannon. One of the few heroes that matches up pretty well against Bat in a 1v1 is the Gyrocopter. especially in that safe lane. So I think Gyro should do okay there. The awkward lane will be this defensive tri-lane. Earthshaker, Shadow Demon, Dragonite. Tanky, hard to kill tri-lane, lots of strong defensive abilities, but Fnatic have tons of AoE. They've got the longer reach as well, and they should have the upper hand here. I would say Fnatic should be looking at winning the top lane and the bottom lane. The mid lane should be going a bit more evenly, but we'll see if Fnatic execute as well as they could. Off the bat, Pull Camp has been warded. There's also been a Sentry Ward dropped. And TCM, I don't even know if they can... If they pull, it's probably just going to help Fnatic anyway, because like I said, when you have Keeper of the Light, well, and Naga, Riptide as well as Illuminate, you can easily just snipe all the neutrals. So it might even just be better for TCM to sacrifice any thought, abandon all hope of going for the neutral camp. No Tail postures forward, maybe looking for a lift. Fnatic definitely a tri-lane that doesn't really want to fight a level 1. They'll want to get access to Rubik's nukes beyond just the telekinesis lift. They'll want Riptide and the Ensnare. Riptide the choice for Trixie off the bat here. There's going to be a fissure. TCM wants to make it go early on. Riptide gets thrown in a great defensive lift and a throwback as well. Now Trixie on the run. Go Audio still fishing for a stun. Cannot find it. Did I mention Riptide's good at tri-lanes? Just from Riptide and creep auto attacks, they lost half HP on the Shadow Demon as well as the Earthshaker. Nearly half.
Not on my watch.
As for this safe lane, it's going to actually be first blood. Era, no, doesn't kill off Blueberry Ninja. Lives with about 1 HP. Era coming in. He wants to dive this, perhaps. Got the early Orb of Venom. He just needed one more hit to get that kill. Yeah, tough matchup for your Clockwork, especially at the early levels. If you have like a level 3 Battery Assault and his rage has been wasted, then you might be able to kill him if he's out of mana, but that's a lot of ifs. That's a lot of ifs. And normally by the time that you have several points in Battery Assault, the lane's already been lost. So safe lane lifesteal 7-2 against that off lane Clock 2-0. That lane going heavily in favor of Fnatic. The mid lane I mentioned, which can go well for Gyro, especially if Bat gets overconfident. In a pure last hitting war, Sticky Napalm gives you extra damage, so you're going to last hit, whereas Gyro, a bit of a harder time with it. And Hani also just being a really strong mid player. Well, he's 15-6 to the 6-1 of Warren. Warren's going to be careful. He's just used the Rocket Barrage. That could be an opportunity to flame break. They won't go in just yet. The option is there. Fissures to fly. It will connect. Trixie's blocked away from his team, but No Tail could go for a lift here if he needs to. Illuminate the channel. Now they're going to lift Go Audio. They throw him back on the far side. Ha-ha! The turnaround cometh. Now, Hawaii Dota running in. Go Audio on the run. There's no net anymore. Everything was used. Clever, clever reaction. That was a really long Rubik lift, too. It's like from here all the way... Oh, no, sorry, like over there. That's definitely the maximum range to toss somebody back. But well played. And they put a lot of pain, a lot of hurt onto that Dragonite. He has opted to go for a Poor Man's Shield, eating a lot of harassment from auto attacks. I think it's more of a Magic Stick lane, though, myself. There's so many nukes in this lane, and you're up against Batrider. Getting a Poor Man's Shield early is okay, but most of the damage you're going to take is magical. So I think a Magic Stick is a little bit more efficient here, but just a small quibble. Still a decent item. Blueberry Ninja spamming the cogs. We're in four Sticky Napalm charges. Jeez, that shouldn't have been so hard to remember. Oh, they're going in on the Go Audio again. He gets lifted up, he gets thrown back. He's dropping quickly. He's not dead yet. In comes the Illuminate. He's low. They need one more Riptide, but a great defensive disruption on the Trixie. Or rather, an offensive disruption on the Trixie. Buys time for Fnatic to retreat out, or for TCM to retreat out. Fnatic unable to secure the first blood. Fnatic still farming mid. Top lane. Era's going in again. This time Blueberry Ninja trapped inside his own creeps. 2 more hits. Will bring him down. But Era can't get it. It's going to be a turnaround. The mini stun from the cogs. Era's furious. He's pinning. He's got to be mad. He's got to be steamed after that. And that's the power of Battery Assault. Those mini stuns interrupting his attack animations, finding the kill. And all Era can do is smile. He got played there. He got played big time. A first blood that never should have been, going the way of TCM, and that is the start they needed because Hani has a regen rune, dominating this mid lane. Wern forced to retreat back to the neutral, so do a bit of stacking here. Magic Stick has been up, gonna work his way towards the Magic Wand. About to be delivered, but still not having a good time. They do have a Dragonite as well as a Gyrocopter, so some pretty good farming heroes, but as I mentioned before, it's going to be hard to find the farm. Fnatic constantly pushing the bottom lane. And in fact, it's only Hawaii Dota left here. They've all had to go back to base. Ati will be the first one back in. Actually picks up a smoke. He might even make a teleport top or mid. And Hani's looking to go in. No, not just yet. No points of flame break. A bit curious. That's something you really want against Gyro, because you want to push him around so that he's near your creeps, ideally. So you don't tank Rocket Barrage and you have an easier time of it. Not choosing to for the time being. We'll see if he goes for it later on. That Shadow Demon smoke. He still doesn't use it yet. Otzi is going to rotate towards mid. TP scroll online, though. He can teleport bottom if necessary. And now a TP comes from the Dragon Knight. Back to the bottom lane. To the mid lane goes Otzi. Smoke, as mentioned, available. And in comes a rotation. No tail on the hunt. Boots up, pot up. This ain't League of Legends, but it sure looks like it right now. Boots in a pot. If anyone hasn't played League of Legends before, apparently that's the go-to build. No tail's been cornered. Fissure blocked. And tries to run one way. Can't. Lifts Otzi. Throws him back. The call down to connect. And now that 8-second fissure block will be sufficient. The fissure lasts forever, a day, and then an eternity as well. They'll find the kill. Mana burns there. Top lane. Blueberry Ninja gets lasted. Hasted. Hani on the hunt. Rage up from Era. They want to bring him down as quickly as possible. Dodging the battery cell charges. They can't kill him yet. Hani still chasing. Has plenty of haste turn left. They'll find the kill. Plinks it away. And now bottom lane. The wraparound comes. The smoke was used by TCM. They want to make it go bottom lane. And this looks bad for Fnatic. Trixie netting Go Audio. Posting up when he should be posting down. He gets fissured. He gets caught. Soul Catcher hits a creep. Shouldn't even matter. Sticks up. Still running. No way does Trixie live here. No way. There's your disruption. Yeah. I was wondering when it would be used. Didn't want to, but pop it in the end. And this is going to be a very fast Blink Dagger. That's the biggest concern for TCM. They have a good defensive lineup to punish Batrider Blinks if they get off a disruption or a fissure, but these two have to be together. Otherwise, you can just kidnap the one that's isolated and pick them off. Go Audio has gone back for a Magic Stick. Ooh, while that's happening, I do miss a kill top. And Fest was used. Era finds Blueberry Ninja. Solo kill for him. Phase boots up. Orb of Venom was purchased earlier. Really nice 1v1 combat build. No tail muscling his way in mid lane. He just needs to get a bit closer. It's nighttime. Warren has limited vision. Now you're Firefly. Flame Break available. He'll push him back in towards the creeps, but there's no creep support. So the TP from Otzi Dota enough to discourage any future aggression. Go Audio pushing out the bottom lane. Or sitting at the tower, I should say. He pushed it out earlier. And Trixie just farming at the creeps right now. Power treads up for him. Fly. Gonna check this bottom rune. It's the admitted rune and it will spawn top. It's an illusion rune. Hani. Blink Dagger coming. It should be around an 8.5 bit of Blink Dagger by the time it gets delivered to him. Maybe a bit later. 10 seconds or so to go. Make it more like 8 seconds before he's got the gold for it. And early on, we do see all three of the lead farmers on Fnatic side. 44 CS for every single hero. Every single core hero. Good early movement for No Tail, setting up some pressure on this gyrocopter. TCM can still come back from this, but they now trail by 3,500 gold, 2,000 experience, and there is a heavy chance of snow. Namely, snowballing, because Hani, well, he's a baller, and he's likely to snowball with a Blink Dagger coming. 9-minute blink by the time it's delivered. They stop off for some sentries. Now Captain Bamboo delivers his payload. Captain Bamboo's alright, but Elgato's better. By the way, Elgato's out now. If you didn't already hear, you can pick her up at the Dota 2 store. Get some views for watching these games if you have a ticket in Dota TV or any other event we do. And from word on the street is that Valve is planning to release a feature that allows you to get views from watching on Twitch TV, in fact. So, for all items, basically. So that's something to look forward to, but not released yet. Hani, Firefly available. Could make it go on Otzi here. Disruption will come through. Call down as well. And now a hook from downtown comes Blueberry Ninja. Hani will fall. That's a very bad way to start your fresh, shiny Blink Dagger's career off on. They'll spend this time recuperating in the fountain. Era now getting close to the drums. He's picked up a bracer. Your standard phase drums. Lifestealer now online. And 10 minutes in, he's your lead farmer. 3.9k net worth. Gyro does squeak his way into third place there, as far as net worth goes, at least on the back of that kill. Sitting at 1-0-1, and now trying to stack the small cap. For TCM, their game plan just needs to be to hold on to these towers. As long as they hold on to their tier 1s in all 3 lanes, Fnatic don't have as much opportunity to find lifestealer bombs. But if they start losing towers, if they give up a kill and then lose the tower, that's where things get very difficult for TCM. A good defensive lineup, but an immobile lineup. Great at defending near towers. They're a great static defense team. Earthshaker, Showteam, and not such a good mobile defense squad, because that's where Batrider doesn't care if you disrupt. Hani just hunts you down anyway. Speaking of Hani, Haster bottled up. Maybe looking to make a play. Wern's low in the jungle. I doesn't know about it yet. Hani does have an observer ward right here. Both teams do, in fact. Nobody dewarded just yet. It's a 1-0 lead for Fnatic in game number 2, and they want to make it a 2-0 sweep of TCM Gaming. TCM, the upstarts, the challengers, not out of it yet. They've got the better AoE. They've got the better late game. Well, whenever there's Batrider, it's hard to say the enemy team is better late game, but just in terms of raw carry potential and just pure damage output, Gyro, Dragon Knight late game will outcarry a Lifestealer Naga by themselves. Too much AoE, more just burst damage in general, but the farm difference is a bit of a concern. That Dragon Knight has 1,600 net worth, so in a vacuum, I'd give TCM the late game advantage, but when you consider Batrider, because of a haste rune bottle, is doing a bit of dewarding mid. By the way, 4 heroes heading bottom for TCM. Hook will fish, and now Trixie, a little bit suspicious. He sees the hook come in. I think he saw it. Now he'll summon the Siren. Are they going to TP in? No, they're going in mid. They found Wern. In comes your Illuminate, but a defensive disruption. You can turn this around. Well timed, I believe. Call down comes through. What a bat skater Hani is. He's going to juke away. Now he's going to hunt Ati under the tower. He's going to start prepping with some initial sticky napalms. Another teleport coming in. Doesn't have flame break mana. No tail struts through. Ati is low. Ati will fall. Cogs are there, but only push Hani away. Still hasted. No tail. Trying to run. He'll buy a bunch of smokes, a magic stick, wards, and a TP. Man, those are some quick fingers he's got. Buys all the support items before falling. I think he bought out the shop.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Era. Now a Helm of Iron Will picked up. Armlet probably next on his to-do list. And now he's marching forward. He wants to go in Blueberry Ninja. Cogs already used. Does pop battery assault. Won't help him now. Era chopping and smashing. Just needs an infest to finish the kill. He will. Jams it in. Teleport reaction from Go Audio, but this Dragon Knight cannot even touch Era. In fact, Era could go back in here. He's got open wounds. He's got rage. He won't commit just yet, but if this Dragon Knight sticks around with the next wave, drums are going to be popped and Dragon Knights are going to be dead.
Tower is under attack.
Lasso's about to cool down, and Hani now going to be looking to make his next move. I don't know the details, guys. It's just a feature that Valve is planning on implementing, but not released yet. We'll have a nice relocate gank. Great job by Fnatic moving Hani to the bottom lane. They haven't even used Lasso yet.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And they'll blink forward. They'll look for more. They'll clear out the trees here. Hani still with the Lasso online, as mentioned.
Radiant's
Could
top
potentially
tower
find
is
another
under
kill.
attack.
TCM rotating a few heroes top, but how do they actually kill this Lifestealer? They don't have a blink Lasso. They do have Hook. Blueberry Ninja, maybe a hook would be sufficient, but Era, very, very tanky. He'll TP mid as well. Now Wern gets caught. He wanted to push this top tower, or this mid tower, and he's going to pay with his life. Era joins the fray as well. Another death for the little Gyro. This old man, well, maybe it's nap time for him. Gyrocopter, just feeling a bit decrepit at this point. Fnatic are cruising in game number 2 of this best of 3. They lead by 10k gold, 7.5k experience. You give away Bat, you give away Lifestealer in game 2, and you give away Wisp in game 1. I gotta say, TCM are giving away everything to Fnatic. And it's costing them here. That is for damn sure. Hani now, he'll farm towards the Spore Staff. Gonna have it soon at this rate. Oh, actually, scratch that. It's Hani, so it's probably Boots of Travel. Any other Batrider in the world, it would be a 4-staff. But for Hani, likely a Boots of Travel he'll look for next. And now your Armlet's up on Lifestealer, and Fnatic are going to try and push mid. There's a hook available for Blueberry Ninja. He could jump in, but there is an infest. And realistically, I just don't see them killing this Lifestealer. No Tail will muscle his way into the mid lane, strutting in, as Rubik's wants to do. Tower will go to Era, and now the top tower. TCM are split pushing, but they have to know that a rotation could come at any moment by Fnatic. Lifestealer as well as the Bat Rider. Here's your Bat Bomb. Could they TP top now? They'll be recalled. It's Fly. He's bringing in a payload. In they come. The tower will fall. Now a Song is going to hold Go Audio in position. He's going to drop, but they go for the other hero, Wern. Hello. Surprise, and probably goodbye. Open wounds used. Wern will fall. On the backside, it's Go Audio. Still duking it out. Brings the Rubik low. Cannot finish the job. That's 2 carries for a tower. The tower goes to the Dragon Knight, but oh, what an expensive tower it was. Really, Hani? No boots of travel. Is Hani evolving? This is some next level Hani. I've never seen Hani pass up a chance to get boots of travel. Mark it in your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the first and last date in the history of Dota that Hani will pass up a chance to go boots of travel. Man, he really loves that item. Even more than Merlini, who's also unhealthily obsessed with it. It's a good item, though. It has gotten a few buffs over time. It got a move speed buff a couple of patches ago. Actually, that might have been a longer time ago. More recently, though, it got a gold buff. It's only 2,000. It used to be 2,200, which also was a direct buff to Tinker as well, for those who weren't aware of it. In comes Hani. Oh, here was Hunton. He almost caught a teleporting enemy hero, but barely. They'll all escape. TCM are dodging bullets, but they've got to dodge a lot more than this if they want to find their way back. They still need a lot of core items. Wern, he needs a BKB just to deal with a lot of these disabled. Well, actually, BKB, maybe not even worth it this game. I feel he still needs it just for Illuminate damage, Rubik's nuke damage. But the problem is, even after you get that, there's still Lasso, there's still Naganet. They are really between a rock and a hard place here. Another Infest Bomb. Oh, because it's been so long. And now Hani is the Force Staff. He'll Firefly in 1 second. He'll start a Hunton. Not yet. He'll perch mid. Infest Bomb online. Hani's going to start with Firefly. Dragon Tail was just used. Now Wern's going to get caught. Pulled and lassoed back. Force Staff was deployed. That gyro, not long for this world. And honestly, TCM, I just want to say they could just GG out now, because they can't farm anymore. And their lineup just isn't going to win without farming a lot. It's a strong late game lineup, but it's not an overwhelmingly strong late game lineup. Like Gyro, Dragon Knight, these are strong late game heroes primarily because they get stuff done in the mid game, and then they farm stacks. And then when they get 4, 5, 6 slotted, then they're really scary. But this is not a Spectre where you get a Radiance, and then, well, then you can kind of fight. Gyro, you get a BKB, and then by that point, Era, well, he'll have his next item. He probably already has something. Not quite yet. No, level 2 defusal up on our Naga, though. And they'll relocate her. They'll pull her back into the pit. And they're going to work on Roshan. Roshan dropping pretty quickly here for Fnatic. They're trying to bring it down. No reaction yet from TCM. Blueberry Ninja on the way out. A blink, a lasso available in 6 seconds. Hani still giving chase. He jumps in, he gets Dragon Tail to the face. Hani, that's not where you want to be. The hook shot was a split second late. Hani's gonna live. Blink cooling down, he'll blink into the river, he'll TP out, and he has just foiled some amazing plans. It could have been a good turnaround. It wasn't in the end. Did they really give the Aegis to the Rubik? Oh no, that was just his sound effect for picking up an Invisor. And for some reason I thought that was his Aegis claiming sound. So Trixie going for this early level 2 Diffusal Blade is pretty damn strong because TCM have no BKBs. And oh, this looks bad. They're actually going in on Trixie. I can't believe they're trying to force this fight. A well-timed song is going to buy time for the entire enemy team to be in a lot of trouble. Illuminate now gets channeled. Bat Rider going to be jumping any second now. There's your lift. Wern's been caught. Now lassoed. Pulled into the tower, into the flames, into his own downfall. Word will go again. Now onto Audio. They are getting absolutely creamed. This is a absolutely brutal beatdown Fnatic are administering. I feel like I'm watching a 9th grader just beat the living crap out of a 3rd grader or something. My goodness. Painful to watch. Fnatic, I think they almost can break the base now. Tier 2s will be next on their list. TCM are fighting on. This is an elimination game for them, so they might fight to the bitter end. But that bitter end is coming soon. To come back from this would be the most ridiculous comeback I have personally ever cast. I just don't see it happening. Not against a team of Fnatic's caliber. Not playing sloppy. Not overextending. Playing rather stable and safe, at least in this game. A 15k gold lead. a 15k experience lead. This dire squad is working on a tier 2 mid. And once they take this tower, it opens up even more avenues for Hani's Bat Rider to go to work. He now farms his Boots of Travel. I do imagine maybe a Yule Scepter, but whatever he wants is coming soon. They will catch Era. Still his Aegis, still his Armlet. And we'll back off. The worst part is we haven't even seen No-Tail steal Fissure yet this game. Hasn't stolen Call Down either, I believe. If he does manage to steal those spells, that's unbelievably hard for TCM. It's already unbelievably hard. It's mind-bogglingly hard. It's outrageously hard, whatever the right word is. Fnatic continue to farm. They've got a mech up on Fly now, 1,500 gold. He can work towards a Ghost Scepter, probably a Force Staff. Even a Pipe wouldn't be bad, simply because there is a lot of magic damage on TCM. That's one of the reasons why I think we're seeing Fnatic not really forcing the issue. They continue to accrue more and more items. This Lifestealer for Era now has a Sanjin Yasha, an Armlet, Phase Boots, and a Drum of Endurance. Your classic YYF build, all completed by 21 minutes. Generally, you don't see these kind of items until that 25-minute mark or so. This is a 4-1-3 Lifestealer with 130 CS and so many towers to his name. 4 towers for Fnatic, 21 minutes in. TCM, this Radiant squad, trapped on their side of the map. Can't really find a way out. And they just don't have a great lineup to play from a deficit because they don't have fantastic split pushers. As I was mentioning earlier, Gyro DK, not the hardest late game carries just from their raw abilities, more so, although they are pretty scary late game. Flat Cannon, the splash damage. Oh, we're going to see a recall. They'll recall bottom lane though, and there's nobody here. So they'll push this to bottom tower, Fnatic will. They'll try and take the Dire, or the Radiant tier 2, as the Dire side, and I think they'll find it soon. But the other thing is they just don't have an anti-mage, they don't have a Prophet, they don't have anyone who's great at just split pushing safely, even a Phantom Lancer. These heroes are vulnerable. If they split push, they can easily be picked off, especially once Hani gets his Boots of Travel. I imagine they'll be his next choice. And they're coming soon, if he wants them. They'll teleport back mid, he's still got the Infest Bomb. Payload is prepared. Firefly now used again, he'll head to the north. And he's on the hunt. He's going to find Go Audio. Double damage or not. That ain't going to help you. Not from this Lifestealer. Chop. Smack. Clobber. Down will go. Mega kill for Era. And a retreat back out from TCM. They're finding farm where they can. The BKB on Wern might come sometime in the next 10 to 15 minutes. But by the time he's got that, Era could be 7 slotted. I say 7 slotted because he's got some cheap items we want to replace. So these drums... technically, he could be 6 slotted with them, but I imagine he'll sell the drums at some point. Even a Sanjin Yasha isn't the best late game item. But Era, for the time being, has all the items he needs to continue forcing fights. Fnatic inching closer and closer to taking Game 2, and with that, taking the series. TCM, I feel the road is coming to an end here. Era, wow. Just parading into the enemy base. Pops the rage, an intimidation rage if I've ever seen one. They'll fissure. They will pop their dragon form. TCM are desperate to fight. They do not want Fnatic to enter the base, because once Fnatic set up shop here, it gets really hard to excavate them from that. I was going to say to entrench them, but the opposite of entrench. To remove them from that trench. Disentrench. That's not a word. That actually sounds like a venereal disease, to be honest. Yeah, about that. Well, for Fnatic, they don't have to break this base now. As long as they just push in top, middle, and bottom constantly. They can do whatever they want. But I believe we'll see a recall on Trixie soon. Middle lane's pushing in. Calldown was just used, which means no cooldown to defend this bottom lane. It is the perfect time for Fnatic, if they ever wanted to go, to break the base. They've got 30 seconds on the Aegis. Era thinking about it. He's going to march in. He'll claw his way forward. That Lifestealer will. And now, they wait at the tier friggin' 4s. That's how far behind they are. They know the Aegis is ending soon. And let's see if TCM have any fight left in them. This feels like a tank that's out of gas, but they'll look to make a go, perhaps. Era, Aegis to be reclaimed in 2 seconds. No Aegis for this fight.
Tower is under attack.
Top lane pushing in. Fnatic lurking bottom. Song of the Siren available. Reaver up on Trixie. Heart coming soon. And there's your signature Hani special. The Boots of Travel for him. TP was used and then canceled again. Fnatic are going to push. Heart's coming soon. Fnatic pushing in. Sanjin Yasha. Not going to be the end of the road. Hani now, here's your Infest Bomb. And there's been no rocket spam. Invis Rune picked up. He's not going to pop it yet. He just wants to find a target and Bleak Lasso. Once the Dragonite, or ideally the Gyrocopter, maybe an Earthshaker, but here we go. Firefly now looking to jump in. He'll settle for Blueberry Ninja. He'll find that Clockwork, and they want to bring him down. Oh, yeah. They will bring him down. Rage Lifestealer, easy kill. Cauldron gets dropped. It's a decent one, but he gets thrown back into Go Audio. Era still fighting. Echo Slam from Hawaii Dota. Call it a complete airball, because that did absolutely nothing. Song from Trixie doing a lot. Riptide being prepped. Illuminate is there. TCM being herded like cattle. 5-man wipe. Team Fnatic are going to slay him. And if you're TCM, you can GG anytime you'd like, because this one is over. And a well-mannered squad, they will. GG, well played. Good luck further, guys, and good luck further indeed to Fnatic. They are going to the playoffs, along with Kaipi. We now are through half of the group stage. Groups A and B complete. In Group A, it was IC Cup, as well as Virtus Pro, who snuck through. It was a 1-2 in that order, though. IC Cup were your 1 seed. So Virtus Pro, a TI3 bound team, not finishing first in their group, and the same story here. It's going to be a TI3 bound team, Fnatic finishing second. Kaipi actually securing first in this group. So that means IC Cup, Virtus Pro, Fnatic, as well as Kaipi will be your first 4 teams. We still have Group C and D action headed your way. That'll be in the later stages of this event. It'll be coming up, I believe, in a week, or not a week, 4 or 5 days. But for more details on the tournament, you can head over to GoSuGamers.net. Check out their Corsair Cup. Check out their Corsair Cup coverage. A little bit of found farming here from Fnatic. Of course, the Corsair Cup brought to you by Corsair. No surprises there. Big shout out to them for sponsoring this tournament. It is a $10,000 event, a pretty sizable event for a 1-month online tournament. To be honest, that's pretty damn good money for an online tournament. 16 teams, but now we're down to 12. And soon we'll be down to 8. 4 teams have been eliminated. More will follow in the coming weeks. And then we'll get set for the playoffs. I, of course, am LD of Beyond the Summit. As always, if you enjoy my casting, you ought to follow me. Facebook, twitter.com/LDDota. I appreciate your support, guys. If you want to support Beyond the Summit, we do have t-shirts now. You can find the link to purchase them below the stream. Of course, we also have the Elgato Courier. Lots of ways to support us, but give us a follow on Twitch, if nothing else. We appreciate your support, your patronage, your viewership. Even if that's all you provide, it means a lot to us. Every little bit makes a difference. Thanks for tuning in. It's going to be a wrap for today. Congratulations to Kaipi and Fnatic. 1 and 2, they will march out of Group B. The favorites advance. No surprises here except the order of the teams advancing. As for TCM, we bid them adieu. They gave us a good run, but they just didn't have enough gas left in the tank in the end. Thanks all for tuning in. It's a wrap for today. We will be back in under 24 hours. I believe it's actually in about 12 and a half hours. That's right, 12 and a half hours. The Alienware Cup will continue, and we have some fantastic matches coming up for that. But for now, it's LD signing off. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you later.
Mm-hmm.